Guys, you're watching Go.2. I do news and reviews, and this time I'm going to give you my top 10 monster review. And for 10th, so yeah, 1 to 10. There won't be any news this week. There is one guest role star coming in, but I'll explain that next week if you're interested. But now I'm just going to give you my review, and my comic review should be already out. So yeah. For 10th spot then. 10th spot, it is the Sycorax, but I had a hard choice between the Shadoon, because they're brilliant, but I don't think they work as villains. I think they work as allies, because they're police and what they do. The Flood were great villains, but I don't think they're as good as the Sycorax. And the Slovene are quite fun, but they're more for Sarah Jane adventures than Doctor Who, I think. But so I went with 10th place with the Sycorax, and they are just a beautiful design, and the way they speak and act are incredible. It's a shame they haven't really returned since the Christmas special. I'm not counting the Pandora Crapens or any of that, because they didn't really return, and I need them to return because they're such brilliant characters, and Big Finish have done them, what I've heard, so well. So yeah, they've got so much nostalgia about them. They do old-fashioned ways and witchcraft and all that, and they look like tribe people with their jewellery. It's so old-fashioned but new, and I like it about them, and they're just so brilliant in the way they dress, they act, and who doesn't love the Sycorax fight with David Tennant? Brilliant, and they deserve the 10th place for Best Monster. Next up, for 9th place, I have the Silurians, and another good design. They've been re-updated from the classic era, and I think they're brilliant ways to describe human race in some ways. We've got good people, and we can have bad people, and we can have them change their ways and become good people by the end of it. We've got some interesting characters throughout their species and the way they hate humans because they find them disgusting apes and stuff. It's just so good how they were written, and the characters in them are very nice, and I like the hibernation idea, and I know it was a classic idea as well, they went with it. Either way, I think Silurians are a good place to put them at 9th place because they aren't the best, but they are so good, and they're certainly not the worst. So yeah, I'm happy with putting that, and if you want to pause for Silurian facts there, go ahead and do so. You've got, like I say, they have doctors and characters along the way, and then they have their warrior tribe outfits and the ways they move, and we've got some bad characters that turn good, like Vastra, and just so good. Their species. Silurians deserve at 9th place, if not more. So yeah. At 8th place, I have the Sontarans. Now, you may be thinking they're a joke. Why are you putting them at that place? I think Moffat turned them into a hilarious joke. Russell T Davies and the classic era of Doctor Who are brilliant. The two-parter with David Tennant against the unit showed no mercy. They were willing to die in battle, and it showed them at their full potential, and I miss that. I really want Chris Chibnall to make the Sontarans evil again, and to Steve it, I can't even say the word, but just brilliant characters again, because they are brilliant monsters. I love them, and whenever I ever hear them, I hope for a good adventure. Sadly, Moffat lets me down, but yeah, classic as well. They were done so well. They need a return, and they need a strong, terrifying story, not a comedic banter story to make laughing joke. Yeah, the only thing that they should be joked about is Sontarans that look like potatoes. That way it gives them rage and anger, and they need a good story. And at 7th place, I have the Daleks. And Daleks are quite down behind, but they are well known in the Doctor Who universe. I love them, and I always look forward to a Dalek story. Yet again, they get let down with Moffat era, but still, they can be produced as fearsome creatures. The episode with the Ninth Doctor called Dalek, and it was their brilliant return, and one Dalek took down a whole army of humans, and it just looked so menacing. And look what they look like. They look repulsing and creatures that just are trapped in a metal casing, which are brilliant way of done. If you ask a Whovian what a Dalek would, they would tell you everything. If you asked someone who's not a Whovian and don't know anything about Doctor Who, they still would tell you what a Dalek is. They're well known, and I think they're even more known than Doctor Who itself. We've had some brilliant characters development with other Daleks along the line, classic and new Who. Brilliant Colt Ascaro, Dalek Khan. We've had some slaveries and some different designs and way the Daleks have gone for survival, and allies along the way. Brilliant Daleks and designs on the Crater, and some other rated Daleks along the way who you just get to know and love. Apart from these are like the worst, and this is what Moffat created. If you want to have a look at them closer up, but I don't know why you would. They're just jelly baby Daleks, what messed up them, and that's what puts them down, I think. The Moffat era, we need something different. Daleks need a menacing story again, just like the Sontarans. Chris Chibnall, please make this work. And for 6th place, I have where else from the constellation of Castabras. It is Gallifrey, the Time Lords. Look at that beautiful picture, by the way. Oh, I love it. Time Lords can have some menacing stories as well, and you can have them in all different shapes and sizes, just like humans. They can be bad, they can be good. They have some. Hopefully, now we've got Gallifrey back, kind of, we can have some more interesting views and looks of different areas of Gallifrey other than the catapult. I can't even say the word. The catapult. I can't. But we can have different ways on where to look in Gallifrey other than the usual aspect of that dome we always get. Yeah, we do say they look like humans, but apparently we look like them. They were here before us, and they're another simple way of designs, and the regenerations are just brilliant, and they can come back as anyone. And we've all seen that from the Master regenerating to Missy, and we have so many aspects with them. And I will be getting on to Rassilon in a minute. We've had some menacing stories in the past, and some brilliant futuristic characters, and we've had some evil characters like Omega, and the way that we've moved on, and we've had some characters that are kinda Time Lords but not, along the line. And I can't wait to see more Gallifrey stories. It always gets me hyped. Let down by Hellbent, but what can you say? Rassilon was a brilliant character as well. I've got Time Lord / Rassilon for 6th place, just because Rassilon deserves the high title that he did. He played brilliantly in End of Time and the 5 Doctors. He's just a brilliant character as a whole, mad and corrupt, and he deserves this place as much as the Time Lords do. Love them as a whole, really. Then at 5th place, I have the Weeping Angels. Now, they were first come in Blink, then we had them in 2 episodes, I've forgotten the titles, but 2 episodes for the 11th Doctor. No, 3 episodes of the 11th Doctor, because we had Angels Take Manhattan, and they were all done perfectly. I think Moffat's babies, if you will, and they're just a good menacing design. You blink even for a second, and you're dead. You look away, you're dead. They're so good, and they're quantum locked. And here, I think it's a little fact of them there. And then you've got that, if you want to pause it, if you can zoom in and stuff. They're just brilliant design. I love them. I want them to return, but there's not much you can do with them other than the usual stuff, which is a shame. Maybe we can discover their what they look like when they're not quantum locked and stuck as a stone when you're staring at them. Maybe that might ruin the design of them, but I don't know, they need something good designed into them. And maybe them, an angel that you're looking at them blink and you're not blinking and they're still moving, that might be a terrible one to do. And then at this, I've got at 4th place the Master / Missy. Missy and the Master are brilliant two characters. And yet again, another one that needs to be done more menacing, but by far brilliant characters, and I love the way the portrayal of each regeneration has been done, and he deserves a high place at 4th place. Love the character, and I love Missy. So yeah, mad and eccentric, and just shows between the Doctor, he can do, that's what the Doctor would be like if he was evil. At 3rd place, I have Davros, the creator of the Daleks, a brilliant design from Genesis, and I love him in Classic Who, and I always get excited to see him. He deserves this place at 3rd, and I love the way he's done, and he's crippled, and he's so menacing, and you can fall into his lies if you even let your guard down while watching this episodes he's in. They're brilliant, I love them. And yeah, at 2nd place I have Zygons. Now I didn't know to put them 1st or 2nd, but I think I've made the right choice. Zygons are brilliant, and I think if you have any questions against them, then watch the Classic Era with the 4th Doctor, and if you're not a fan of the Classic Era, watch the Day of the Doctor. That's what made them my favourite villain. They weren't, and they got a sequel with Zygon Invasion with the 12th Doctor just recently, and they're brilliant designs, and they can be anyone, anytime. They're brilliant the way they keep on challenging Doctor Who and episodes. Well designed, just brilliant as a whole. And at 1st place, I am going with the ones that don't need any introduction, just like the Daleks, the Cybermen. They are brilliant designs. This was my first Cyberman, Age of Steel. That was my first episode with David Tennant. Loved it, and I don't think any other episode could have pulled me into Doctor Who other than that, so I thank the episode. All these beautiful Cyberman designs. I think they're getting too Iron Man-ish look at the moment. I'd love a classic one to fight against. But yeah, they're brilliant, awesome characters, and we have so many designs and different plots where they come and try to upgrade the universe, and they do deserve so much more menacing stories, and I hope to see them again in the future. So yeah, that's at 1st place. Well, thank you guys for watching. You've been watching Go Doctor Who, where I do news and reviews. There isn't any news this week. Thank you for watching, guys, and subscribe, rate down below in the comments what you thought your favourites are. I'd like to see them. Let me know how I can make you want to watch these videos. So yeah, I've got news next week. I'll be doing my issue 4 on Titan Comics. See you guys next time.